Meridee Hlokoff, founder of Laser Quit. Tell me about your vision.
My vision is to help the world free themselves from addiction using cold laser therapy. I want to help people find a way into true freedom, which is going to come from healing our trauma.
Okay, very good. And I'm going to dive into another question. You talked about cold laser therapy, I believe you called it. What is
Yeah.
that? For those of us who
So,
are uninitiated, what are we talking about
I
here?
mean, so many people don't know. It's been around for about 50 years, but most people have no idea what it is. So, cold laser therapy is red light therapy. So, everyone's hearing about red light therapy right now, and it's all the new trends and, full body light therapy, all the things. And the beauty of red light therapy is that it does work. It's also been around for 40 or 50 years. And we combine that with low level radiation therapy. So certain people kind of freak out as soon as they hear radiation. It's a non toxic level of radiation. And what we're doing with the cold laser therapy is we're stimulating the energy in your body to fix itself. It knows better than anyone else
Right.
how to rectify itself. If we say, for example, get into a car accident and your body has to send energy to one place, sometimes that energy doesn't get dispersed back out the way it's supposed to. When we smoke, all of our energy goes to one place and it releases endorphins. And then when we don't, those crash and we're cranky jerks. So what we do is we go in and teach your brain and your body how to fix itself. I'm just the instructor and I tell your body, this is what I want you to go do. And then your body does what it needs to do to create the outcome that you're looking for. So in our smoking, we have 85% of people who just forget to smoke. The
Cool.
15% who struggle, though, that's reality. We don't have a miracle cure for addiction. Yes, this feels like it for a lot of us, but I just don't let people think that that's the reality. Let's look at addiction for what it is.
Right.
Addiction is uncomfortable. Addiction is us. It's a solution to our pain and our trauma that we don't want to deal with. So that's kind of how we have really started to
Wow.
address how we feel. And what we're doing is you are covering up, your solution has been your addiction, and we can help you get your life back.
There's so many moving parts in my brain and heart right now, and thoughts on this whole addiction process. If you one, I think it's we can't underestimate the pain, the grief, the suffering that comes from somebody who's going through addiction. Right? This is one of those things. It's like even if we don't understand the technology fully, is it worth implementing in the case of severe addictions to because that person's already suffering with something tremendously, right? And then on the flip side, I feel like we live in a world where we're so polarizing and labeling that a lot of people self-diagnose as I'm an addict, or their parents diagnose them, or their friends diagnose them, or their spouse diagnoses them. And so there's this like fine line, in my opinion, of as leaders, how do we stop diagnosing everybody as an addict just because they have something they like or want? And how do we treat those who have like a legitimately severe case of an addiction? What are your thoughts on that as leader in this space? Because I'm more of an ignorant outsider on it, looking in and saying, again, I really like the TED Talk by the guy with the really hard name to pronounce. This is everything we know about addiction is wrong, and his TED Talk talks about the sense of belonging and how that has the power to heal as well. So, Mary,
And
you know
he's
a lot more than
absolutely,
me.
I know what you're referring to, and I absolutely agree because disconnection is the trauma that we felt growing up leads us to disconnection. When we're coming from in any situation, we only come from two places. You either come from a place of love or from a place of wanting to be loved. That's it. There's two places. So most of us are often coming from a place of wanting to be loved, and we don't want to show the vulnerability that comes with that. We don't want to show the pain that comes with that. So our trauma just keeps getting pushed down, pushed down, pushed down. Your childhood, almost every single one of us, our trauma is you're not enough.
Yeah.
And that is not true because you wouldn't be here if you weren't enough. You are perfect exactly as you are. You're here with your exact, like the purpose you're here for is to be enough. And it's, we go to, oh, well, I'm too much and all of these things. All of these things are emotions, traumas, experiences that we are tying and then going, this is too painful, I don't want to feel it. And we take a drug, do, drink, any of
Yep.
these things. So like, as I mentioned when you first hopped on, I've been going through some stuff. The last year has been incredibly difficult. The last couple weeks have been even more difficult because it's been a purging of people in my life that don't serve, people in my life that aren't what I'm looking for, people that I just don't align with anymore, friendships falling off, relationships that are just ending. It has been incredibly difficult. And today there was like, I got stolen. Somebody stole $1,500 from me and refuses to give it back. And what I realized is I'm super grateful that I can walk away from this $1,500 and I'm able to make more. And this doesn't need to be something I attach myself to, but it's pretty sad that this is the situation that we're in.
Right.
I'm feeling incredibly sad because of some of these relationships that are going. But one of the things, even me, I was only ever a smoker, but I will tell you that smoker is so much more than just a smoker. I'm an addict, period. And in going through what I'm going through, I can guarantee you that whether it's marijuana or cigarettes, I want to run away from everything I'm feeling. And my addiction is the place that I want to go. As soon as I feel like I want to run, that's where I want to go. I want to go straight back into addiction. Marijuana makes me not feel because it gives me the bliss molecule. Cigarettes make me not feel because it releases endorphins. None of those things are my solution, though.
Right.
And that is why I do what I do, because we have to sit with these feelings. You have to process these feelings, and you can't keep running from them because that's not a solution.
Right.
And so when it comes to addiction, everyone has addiction tendencies. We all have things, whether it's your phone, whether it's drama, whether it's a substance, we all
Netflix.
have,
Yep.
yeah, we
Sports.
all have something. And what makes an addiction in Laser Quit's view is a physiological and emotional attachment to something. And then we go in and there's habits that are attached. We create routine and habit around our addiction, around the things that we're doing. And it makes it that much more difficult to stop because habits are done unconsciously. So you can, be doing anything at all and turn it into an addiction.
Yep.
So that's where, when it comes to diagnosis of addiction, it's really not that hard to diagnose. That being said, being diagnosed as an addict doesn't provide you a solution. So we need to
Yeah.
find solutions. And that is what Laser Quit is here for. We have found a way to make it so that there is minimal suffering in your sobriety. And then on top of the minimal suffering that you're going to go through, when we go get sober, essentially your endorphins crash and you head into depression. Now you're asking someone who is incredibly depressed to essentially, like, don't worry about your depression. Let's go deal with the trauma, which is the exact reason you started drinking, doing drugs, smoking in the first place. But now you're super depressed and I'm going to have you feel all those feelings. It doesn't work. This is why people can't get sober and stay sober longer than a little while, because your brain crashes, the endorphins crash, and to recover from that takes a significantly long time. So like a long-term user, they take 14 to 18 months for their brain to recover, whereas Laser Quit helps your brain recover almost immediately. And if it's not within that first week, it's the following week that you will see the endorphins in your brain take you back to a place where you're actually capable of now, feeling normal. And not perfectly normal, because you've messed with the chemicals in your brain, but to get you to at least a place where you can emotionally and physically deal with the things that have caused your addiction in the first place, because we need to deal with those or you're going to end up right back where you started. So we have to work our way through these addictions in steps, but also in time. It takes time, and healing is not linear.
Yep.
So it's definitely an interesting thing that we're doing. And with laser quit, we're making it so that your suffering is minimal.
Yep.
So that you actually, and the success is incredibly high. And that's what makes us different than everything else.
What's your why? I think I've got the assumptions on it as to some of the people listening, but I'd love to hear it articulated by yourself. What's your why to you?
My why is because I think the world deserves more than what we give ourselves. Because I believe that there's always hope no matter what. And we just need to find that light and move towards it.
My leading question for you, and feel free to challenge the question, is why do you think leaders hide from funding their vision, taking the big, bold steps that you've taken? What is it that holds them back from stepping in and owning it and saying, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this happen?
Fear, lack of
Fearful.
belief in themselves.
Hmm.
And I know that my purpose is greater than myself. And if the universe doesn't want me to do it, the universe is going to turn me in a different direction. But every single time I've tried to walk away or change directions, I keep ending back up right where I left. So I need to do what I'm here to do, and laser quit, I think, is my funnel into that.
Love that. And so along with that, you actually leaned right into the next question and answer, which I'm grateful for. Your intuitiveness is on point today. How do leaders, or how can leaders lean into funding their vision? How do they get themselves out of that state of fear and move towards it and take the action steps?
So I don't know that I've ever not been scared. Let's just put it that way. I
Yeah.
just trust that, one, I'm enough, and two, the universe knows what's best for me and I need to follow that. So for me, it comes down to like, and as I say this, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I'm not practicing what I preach when I say meditation, in the sense that I've been going through a lot. I'm feeling a lot. And if I go meditate right now in the last week, I know that if I meditate, I'm going to end up feeling a lot more. And my physical body doesn't feel capable at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I have an appointment to see my shaman tomorrow so that I can dig into this. I just don't feel emotionally capable of dealing with it on my own at this point. You know, I've cried a lot, I've felt all the feelings, I've done the things, but I'm not finding my way through yet. And so I have had a couple of meditations, and they as much as they're supportive, I'm not getting into what I need to get into. So I called my shaman and I said, look, I'm going through a lot. And she said, I know. And she said, let's, and so we do a 90-minute meditation in that session. And I can't tell you how excited I am to get there, but this is how I practice what I preach. No, I haven't done it the last week, but I have my solution and I know how to get to what I need to do. And I'm heading in that direction. I'm far from a perfect human being. So, and also, I am a spirit on this earth here to have a human experience. So I need to be human. I can't spiritually bypass. I can't pretend it's all good. I need to feel what I need to feel, and then I need to move through it. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Is there any final aspect that you want to share with the other visionary leaders listening in?
Really, just follow your heart and listen, and remember that the universe isn't gonna, I mean, if I don't listen when it's poking me gently, it's gonna punch me in the face, and it's really uncomfortable when it punches me in the face. And one of the things that I will tell everyone, if you're seeing a pattern repeat, go back and look at it, because you're missing something. The lesson is not over if you're repeating it. And I don't like repeating things. It's probably one of my biggest pet peeves. It doesn't mean I don't do it, but I don't like to do it. So I typically will focus real hard on trying to find the lesson. And my biggest probably thing that has helped me get through all of the things is knowing that every painful or challenging experience I have is only to teach me something, and it makes it so much easier to move through.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a vision pro yourself.